Hi guys, this is Dr. Al Rivera. Today I am going to talk about how to lower cortisol levels with practice of meditation and spirituality. Yes, they work. They work. And then what is it? Okay, so let me begin. When many of us struggle with stress, maybe it's at work deadlines, family responsibilities, chaos in our life. Sometimes it is tough relationships. It can be friends, it can be family, it can be just a romantic relationship going south, and that's enough. Some of us, have undergone divorces, and that's super stressful. Financial difficulties also do that. Sometimes it's not even the deadlines of the job; it's the job itself, the customer, you name it. There's multiple things that can throw us into stress. So when we are in stress mode, there's a hormone that is the key player, and that hormone is cortisol. Cortisol is the biological form of cortisone. Cortisone, like hydrocortisone, prednisone, same thing. A glucocorticoid, an anti-inflammatory steroid. Now, when stress becomes a regular part of my life, cortisol level will remain elevated for long periods of time. What's going to affect? It's going to affect my digestion. It's going to affect my sleep. It's going to affect my weight and my mental clarity. So when I lose this balance, right, I get stubborn weight. A lot of people will complain of the love handles or the increased belly fat. The brain fog is one of the things that happen. Another thing that's very common and I see a lot is low energy and anxiety as well. People that have high cortisol levels really struggle with a lot of different symptoms. And weight gain is one of the ones that drives into me. But believe me, when I started practicing pain management, like wow, it was 20 years ago. Low energy, widespread pain, anxiety, insomnia, brain fog were like the day to day of my practice. I used to treat a lot of fibromyalgia, and there's a lot of this problem in those patients. Now, when people are under stress and their cortisol's high, they usually feel overwhelmed. Cortisol suppresses the production of other hormones like sex hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. Also, it impairs the production of a human growth hormone. So you see, there's one imbalance will trigger multiple imbalance down the line. Now, when we start gaining that weight and we start losing energy, what do we do? Okay, I'm going to start exercising more. I'm going to start cutting calories. Some people have to go on medication. Some others go, which is very common in my practice, they want to go into the GLP-1 medications like semaglutide or tirzepatide. But the real deal is that if the problem is high cortisol, the medication will not work. Again, if the problem is an elevation in the cortisol level, it will not work. And worse is that sometimes we think taking the blood and measuring cortisol in blood will give you actually something to work on. And you know what? It doesn't give us much to work on. To me, it's actually futile. We need to do a different type of testing. So now let's dive into what I wanted to talk to you about, and it's meditation. Meditation is like training your brain and body to handle stress more effectively. So what do? We do mindfulness practices, and this helps reduce the cortisol level, lead to better focus, balance energy, and a calmer mind. Um, this type of meditation, mindful meditation, encourage me to be present. It makes me focus on my breath and the sensations of my body. It's like giving my mind a break to stop the fight or flight, allowing my body to go into rest and digest. When practiced consistently, medication will help lower the cortisol, will reduce inflammation, and will make me feel more balanced. Why do I say practice consistently? This is like going to the gym. When I started going to the gym years ago, I saw no change. But with time of keep going to the gym, my body started to change. Now, with years of practice, I have a strong body with well-defined muscles, and this is exactly how meditation works. The more I do it, the better I get at it, and the more I do it, the more benefits I can reap. Now, let's go into the other part, which is the religion, the spiritual practices, not religion, spiritual practice. Now, you don't have to have a religion or to be religious to have spiritual practices. Spirituality to me, it's about finding meaning and purpose, which can come from activities like gratitude, journaling, contemplative prayer, or simply spending time in nature, looking at the sea, looking at the waves, feeling the air, looking at the forest, enjoying the smell of the forest, that nice terpene called pining, that it's just an amazing thing. It's what actually we enter the forest and we smell that smell of leaf. That's a pinene. It's beautiful terpene. But let's go back to what I wanted to talk to you now. Engaging in spiritual practices helps me reframe how do I see my challenges, my struggles. It made me shift the focus from what's stressing me from my box and allows me to have a better perspective. Now, the mindset not only will lower my cortisol, it also will enhance my sense of well being. Spirituality often provides a space to reflect, connect, and develop resilience. What is resilience? Well, in this case, is coping with life's pressures. Meditation and spirituality together can create a powerful synergy for managing stress. When you meditate, you're calming the mind. When I incorporate spiritual practices, I'm giving a deeper meaning to that calm. For example, when I combine mindful breathing with gratitude, journaling, it can help not only reduce the stress but also change me into a positive thinking, into a self-compassion. Now, think of it like strengthening the muscles for your mental health, right? Meditation serves as the foundation for reducing the immediate stress response, while spirituality acts as a deeper framework for finding meaning and staying grounded. Now, you find this video helpful, or at least I'm able to trickle something in your mind, something that we haven't tapped before, just incorporating this in our daily practices is a wonderful thing. I'm going to tell you a bit of what I do. Okay, you don't need to do what I do. This is something very personal. But in part of my daily routine, and I have to say that things have gotten a lot better. I became a more positive person for doing this. Is that in the morning, the first thing I do is say thank you. This is grateful for having slept on a house, having air conditioner, having healthy kids, having a wonderful wife, being able to move my limbs, being able to have the opportunity to go out and chase new opportunities. For those things, I can be grateful. Now, the other thing that I do is I found a higher power, whatever you can call it, the universe, God, is Muhammad, Allah, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. This is spirituality. And I take that higher power and I say, hey, take this chunk off my head and you come in because I'm all stressed out. But the beautiful thing, the most important thing is that I focus on what's possible, on what I can do. I don't focus on what I cannot do. I don't focus on what I cannot change. Because sometimes when I focus on things that I want to change or focus on things that I want to change how other people behave, that will develop a lot of anxiety on myself. And I definitely cannot stress about tomorrow because tomorrow hasn't come yet. So what I do is I focus on what's in front of me and I say, I do the possible on whatever's out there, you do the impossible. And as long as I keep working towards my goal, things happen. But again, that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. What I wanted to talk was about how having this type of practices can help people like me or people that are stressed into coping with that elevation in cortisol that will happen. The elevation in cortisol, it's a huge mess. It's a contributor for metabolic inflammation, for weight gain, for hypertension, for diabetes. Um, it also suppresses the immune system, and once we shut the cortisol down, then it actually the immune system goes crazy, and autoimmune disease sets in. Well, guys, again, if you like this video, you find it helpful, just hit like there. You can subscribe to my channel, and just leave a comment. All right.